You could even say we're not doing it. All right, welcome back, Vintage Gamers. Off stream donation deck list is happening right now. This one is for Luis Paul, who just 5-0'd, I say, with this list, except one small change, which we'll make it to it. This is a Nadu Tinker Tempo deck with Psychic Frog. Now, this exact list is what I have in front of me here, except for I have changed the 4 Wastelands to 4 Urza Saga. I could not, in good conscience, play this Needle, Shuko, Lantern, Key toolbox without actually playing some sagas to go with it. So we are playing a Nadu Tinker deck. This is a very similar to the Nadu Tinker deck we played on an earlier stream, except this time we have a lot of Frongs to support our mid-game game plan, and then we have a cute little transmute artifact package here to go vault keying, maybe finding a Shuko for our Nadu. We have some Dazes, so this is a very interesting take on a Tinker Nadu deck, almost a mix between Tinker Nadu and Psychic Frog Lurrus, except we are Tinker, so we can't play Lurrus. I do have a lot of opinions on what's going on here, and it probably isn't the most streamlined, but when the deck donator says, yeah, but I 5-0 with it, a good enough reason for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this off-stream video, take the deck through a league and see how it goes. I think in general the power level is there, the cards are there. Will it all function accordingly? We'll have to see in round 1 of this donation deck list. Are you interested in weekly vintage metagame recommendations? Do you want to see your deck list played on my channel? Or maybe you are just looking for the best way to support my vintage content? Make sure you check out the Patreon link in the description below. Let's battle. All right, cool. Here we go. Round 1 of this league. Let me get this updated for you all here so you can see the round with me. Boom. I won the die roll. I've got Frogs, Ruby, Probe, Force. I mean, this I feel is a beautiful sample hand that is probably going to encapsulate the course of the night. When I look at this deck and I see 2 Lorien revealed, I get a little sketched out trying to cast our spells, but we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. I don't think this Probe is enough to warrant playing this hand out, seeing as I am both blue and black mana away from casting Frog. So let's mulligan. This one is okay, all right. We'll get going with this one. We'll try this. We'll put away the Mana Crypt and just play the unwastelandable land. And I was gonna say pass, but maybe we play a Haywire Might. We've got a nice counter spell to hopefully not have something super bad happen to us, and then Frog for tempo. Maybe it will tie it all together. Saw a lot of Frogs at the Oklahoma land run. Oof. Do I think that this player will mono white initiative me? I really don't. So I'm going to take the gamble. See what happens. Whoa, I took the gamble and mono red happened. That I cannot say I saw coming. Null Rod, I think, is fine. Our deck doesn't want to be null rotted, but it can be null rotted. So I think I'm okay with that. This Frog should do some serious work on the ground. I have a lot of cards I can pitch to it if I need to. So this lets them throw this Pearl. That's okay. We get our 2 life back. They used it on a Haywire Might. I feel pretty happy. Let's see. Frog is a pretty big beating against these kind of fair creature decks. Shops and that kind of thing. So we'll have to see. Though if he throws the Null Rod at the Frog, then it will be quite tough. We do have our basic island here, though we don't have a basic swamp. You got a Magus of the Moon. They have to attack with the bombardiers for it to be turned on. Oh, they're going to attack. Are they just gonna throw it at the frog? Wait, oh, they threw the Magus at the frog. Oh, all right. So I can't even protect it, right? Because this is 5 damage. Damn. All right, frog down. I guess that works out for us. Let's brainstorm, get rid of this sapphire, cycle. Jeez, okay. Now we don't have to cycle. Now we can at least demonic tutor. Maybe we're supposed to keep a Moxen so that we can get Tinker from here. We can't really remove a Null Rod, right? We have 2 dazes, but we don't have any like chains or repeals or anything. Kind of an issue. But we could just get Saga. But Saga is like a little slow at this point. Wow, this looks not great. We just get another frog. Guess we just get another frog, but at any point a frog can get thrown, or a null rod can get thrown, but I guess that would be an upside for us. Oh, okay. I feel like that's not a big deal, but it can get thrown at the frog, so it is a kind of a big deal. Man, this is a weird game. I haven't had any games like this. Nadu would be kind of nice if I had the mana for it. Oh, I guess I could have gotten the mana for it. I kind of want to keep cards in my hand though, so I can at least protect my frog, but oh, they're gonna play a Simic Spirit Guide and throw it at the frog again. Oh, I mean, at some point my opponent has to draw lands and not action, right? All right. Another frog eats 5 damage. I drew the tropical. Let's get a Nadu in here. If they go to kill the Nadu, at least I get to trigger in the Nadu. Weird game. Very odd game. Very cool game, though. This Bombardier card, very strong. All right. Looks like we're throwing a Trinisphere at a Nadu. Oh, they threw the Null Rod, actually. Maybe they drew another Null Rod. I drew another Nadu. Okay. What a game. I mean, we demonic tutored and I didn't really feel like our deck was a very good spot, but... All right, there's an island. Okay, so blue-red moon, maybe. A 3-mana Vexing Bauble. Okay. Cracking the Vexing Bauble. Well, can't really transmute anything. Don't really want to cycle my Lorien Reveal because I'd like to cast my Lorien Reveal if possible. Are we throwing the Trinisphere? Looks like we're throwing the Trinisphere. What a wild game. Oh, we're not throwing the Trinisphere. Well, I'll block. Oh, it's got Menace? I didn't even know it had Menace. This whole time, I just thought I could block the whole time. Shit. All right. My bad. Well, oh my god, they Fury it, and then they throw the Fury at me? Wait, this card is a beating. I can't ever win. That's crazy. I just can't ever block this thing. So I'm going to 3 and then I die on the next turn. All right. Wow. Shit. Okay. So I got soloed by a broadside bombardier. Damn. I mean, there's nothing I can even do. Saga too late. Damn. Okay. That was cool. I guess I have Fatal Pushes and Sphinx of the Steel Wind. I don't need a Soul Guide Lantern. I do kind of want to Haywire Might in case I can kill a Blood Moon. But I can't kill a Magus of the Moon, and I can't kill a Null Rod. But I don't have that many artifacts, I guess. Maybe it's okay. Don't know. I'm not sure. Shuko, Manifold Key. Maybe a Daze. Oh, Daze could be kind of good in this matchup, right? I can see it. I think I still want Negation. I go Mental Misstep, but they do have Vexing Bauble. Don't know if we care about Vexing Bauble, though. All right. Well, now we know what's happening. This hand has 3 Moxen and nothing else. That's probably just a mulligan. This hand has a Sphinx of the Steel Wind, a Haywire Might, and a Fatal Push. I guess we're going to keep this one. Or do I keep the Sphinx just for a blue card? I might actually. Do need to hit an artifact to like vamp for a Tinker or something, but see what happens here. Maybe we're just vamping for an Ancestral after all this anyways. Oh, we're just passing? Alright. Well, I'm gonna vamp for an Ancestral. I'm not thrilled with how this has started. Our deck seems to lack some amount of versatile tools. Did draw the basic island again, though. Though right now this Fatal Push is not turned on for a follow-up creature. Blue-red. Time Walk? Oh. Ragavan with haste. So I took out my Mental Misstep, but I did not expect my opponent to have a Ragavan. I guess I will answer your Ragavan cleanly with a Fatal Push. I think waiting on this Ancestral is prudent. Kind of feels like they're holding open Flusterstorm or Pyroblast or something. All right, well, I didn't draw anything, so I'm going to just cast this Ancestral. I can beat a Flusterstorm with a Force if I need to. Pyroblast, it looks like is what they held up. Pyroblast is real good against my my Psychic Frog deck here. Hey, a Psychic Frog that I can't cast because I have an off-color Pearl. Fantastic. Okay. It is what it is. I feel like my deck has some agency problems. Blue, 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 blue. No. Miss on a red here for a Magus, maybe. Wasteland. All right. Trinisphere. I mean, I guess I'm forcing Trinisphere. Not that I can cast my frog anyways. I got nothing. I'm out of gas. I ancestraled and vamped and everything, and now I'm out. Another Ragavan. Magus the Moon. All right. It's gonna be hard for us to cast spells. I'll tell you that much. Good thing we can, I guess we can negate a Null Rod, but that would also turn off their Sapphire. No, I can't beat this card. I'm not beating a Bombardier. Things are bad. I'm getting blue mooned. I like this deck though. It's a cool deck. I'm not even sure what I'm like drawing to. Play this now in case I get bobbled. I guess drawing to immediately to a Nadu is double Shuko. So that's something. But I don't have much time left. I'm getting attacked for 1,000,000. It's not like my Shuko, like... It's not like I'm going to be able to play like more creatures or anything easy. You're just flinging things at my face. Another creature? Oh no. I'm just dead on this next turn. Psychic Frog. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we were vanquished. All right. Well, it didn't start out great, but maybe we can turn it around. I've got a Tinker and a Negation, a Lantern and a Shuko and a Strip Mine. It's probably enough. Can lead on Lantern C, see what happens. If they're on Dredge, obviously this hand is pretty sweet. The Shuko looking a little lonely without a bird. Mulligan to 5, so maybe Dredge, you know? I think Dredge is on a bit of an upswing. Had some recent successes. I guess I'll play this Shuko first, see if I get a misstep bait. And then if not, we can just jam a Lantern as well. Use our mana really efficiently if we can. If this gets countered, then they're definitely on Dredge, and we'd have a Strip Mine follow-up. I guess we could just get Vigored too, but can't do much about getting Vigored. Let's see. Is it just a 5-card hand, or is it a Bazaar? It is a Bazaar. Sweet. So we have our main decks, our two main deck Bazaar pieces. Love to see that. We also can just tinker if we want. Now, what kind of Bazaar is a pretty important question. Dredge, the other flavor of Bazaar playing a lot of play right now is Bug Bazaar. This is Dredge, so I got a Dredger and an Ichord in the yard. And a Dread Return. Soul Guide Lantern will give us a lot of coverage there. And then I will love to see a little Strip Mine action. And a Frog follow-up. And we are in great shape. Not going to even use this Lantern. My opponent goes for like a Noxious on the Bazaar. We can hit it. If not, like an Ichord coming back for 3 doesn't matter. A Dredge 3 doesn't really matter. So, in a very good spot. They have a Shambling Shell and an Ichord right now. Let's see. They're going to Dredge their Shambling Shell. They hit an Amalgam, which I will probably actually have to clear this yard because Ichord Grief bringing back an Amalgam is probably annoying enough for my Psychic Frog that I'll be upset. I did forget to Shuko onto my Psychic Frog. Oh, my opponent had a natural 2 Bazaar hand. Very unfortunate. Activating now is interesting, but they are drawing, so they can play a hollow one, so it makes sense. Probably just supposed to Shuko onto this in case something bad happened. Just one Dredger back to the yard. I will wait on this Lantern. I'll see if my opponent is willing to like activate their Bazaar in response to Ichord. But if they give me priority, I'm just gonna wipe the Ichord. Ooh. So my opponent is going to grief me. They have a bridge in their yard. So I'm probably going to have to Lantern this now. And then I'm going to just discard both of these cards because the negation doesn't do anything at this point, and they're just going to hit the Tinker anyways. And then what we'll do is we'll wait for this grief to evoke, triggering the bridge, and then I'll hit the whole yard, leaving them with nothing in their yard, but they do have a Bazaar and 1 card in hand. I have a Frog, but I don't know if it's enough, to be perfectly honest. The second Bazaar here was a problem. So let's equip this. Let's get an attack in. I do want this land in case I draw a Nadu. Nadu is my best draw. So I'm not going to pitch that. I drew a negation. It doesn't really have any applicability here. Just going to pass. I will hold it up, but don't think I can get a cast on anything. I assume upkeep Bazaar, 3 cards to the yard. Don't think they have any Dredgers. Oh no, they do. They found a Golgari Grave Troll along with another Bazaar, which is kind of crazy. So 3 Bazaars in the top 15. Narcomoeba coming back immediately. Could block our Frog if they want. Hold this land for a Brainstorm if that's in our deck. I mean, we're in trouble. We're in a huge deal of trouble because my opponent has an active Bazaar with a Golgari Grave Troll and more dredgers now. So I think even though we had a Lantern and a Strip Mine, my dredge opponent is going to still win. Oh, they let that hit them. Interesting. I don't like that play by them very much. We need a Tinker. We did not draw a Tinker. Probably should have pitched a negation for an extra damage, but I don't know if that's going to matter much. It's not like I can make this thing... I guess like with a key, I could make it unblockable, but I can't imagine it's going to hit my opponent very many more times. They have a Thassa's Oracle. Interesting. So this is like a Dread Return, Grizzlebrand combo version. I know I saw that at the land run. So 2 therapies. A Dread Return. This is so many Dread Returns. Looks like nothing else is coming back yet, though. So I guess we're kind of safe for another turn here. Another fetch land. I really hope we draw a Brainstorm. Don't feel like this can't let us hit very many more times, though. Icarid's next turn coming back with a Prize Amalgam, though, so we don't have much more time here. Yeah, that's a block. I don't really even know what we can do from this spot. Probably at least play out our lands and then pass and see what happens. So Icarid on the stack, activate Bazaar, Dredge a million. Here's a bridge from below. There's 4 Cabal therapies. There's another bridge from below. 16 cards left in the deck. So I guess they can just dredge through their deck and then oh, there's the Grizzlebrand. So with the number of therapies they have now, they can simply sack anything to Cabal therapy, name whatever they want, and then they have more therapies after to get rid of the cards. And then they're gonna have more than enough creatures here, it looks like, to with triple bridge. Each thing is 6, and then they can do because they hit the Narcomoeba, they can actually do it this turn where they sack this Icarid, get back a Grizzlebrand through the rest of the deck, and then sack this Narcomoeba and get a Thassa's Oracle. Damn, cool, very cool, very all-in version of Bazaar here. Very all-in version of Dredge. The only real interaction is therapy and grief. No forces, but doesn't need it. Just had a second Bazaar. Pretty crazy to be able to play through a Strip Mine and a Soul Guide Lantern in game 1 and win through it. To be fair, I didn't really put up a crazy powerful performance, and the grief was enough to disrupt my Tinker, which would have definitely won the game by itself. Gonna let my opponent do it here, though, because there's some trickiness involved in making sure that your Grizzlebrand activation doesn't kill you. You need to make sure that you draw 7 naturally, and then with the last one, dredge 3, I would assume. Let's just see what happens. Could I have done an extra 5 damage here that would have made it so this Grizzlebrand couldn't have activated? No. We didn't get enough hits in for that. Cool game. We're getting our butt kicked, but here's what it is. Opponent is trying to figure out how to activate. Oh, wait a second, actually. There's no 3 uh-oh. My opponent has no 3 cost dredger in the yard. So oh wait, they don't need a 3 though, they need a 4, right? No. You can't dredge unless you have enough to dredge, or is that not the case? It looks like they're passing the turn. So now we have an opportunity to draw an Ancestral into a win here. See what we can do. Okay. The deck heard my call. Can you just dredge if you don't have enough cards? I don't think you can, maybe? You definitely can't dredge if you have no cards in your library. But if you have like 3 cards in your library, you can't dredge 4, maybe. I think that's the case, but I can't remember exactly. All right, well, I drew Ancestral and then drew nothing. I guess I make this thing fly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not enough to kill my opponent. I try to go for the attack. If I kill this Grizzlebrand, is that even good for me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 11, 14. I mean, it's actually, I actually die on the swing back if I kill the Grizzlebrand. So my opponent can block here. It's no problem. But maybe they won't block and I can get one more draw in. That's all I can hope for, right? Oh my god, no block. Okay. I don't think the damage matters. Cards in hand might help for brainstorm. Okay, well, I just drew actual factual nothing. All right. I did not win my game where I had all my dredge hate in game 1, but I have even more dredge hate in games 2 and 3 here with another 8 cards. That is a significant number of magic cards. I mean, Psychic Frog looks terrible here, as does Haywire Might. I had a Needle main too. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Take out the frogs. I guess Nadu is still. I mean, Nadu does nothing. Nadu with just Nadu as creature is not very good. So is Psychic Frog better than Nadu? I guess it is. I'll just play 2 and 1, I guess. I don't know, man. This deck is pretty funny when you start thinking about it some more. Very silly. But we are a Tinker Shell, so anything can happen. Yeah. Gonna keep this on the back of my Lean Line of the Void. And then I'm going to run this Urza's Saga directly into a Vigor. True or false? No, I think we can go with Fetch. Don't think we need to run this Saga directly into a Vigor. If my opponent had a Vigor, they really are supposed to do it in my upkeep so that I can't hold up Flusterstorm, but they might not know that. They might not even have a Vigor, though, based on their build. We'll have to see what happens. All right. I have a Leyline. I'm versus an all-in Dredge deck. See what occurs. Any activations? I think there were hollow ones, though, so... Hollow ones would make sense with Bridge from Belows and Cabal Therapies. Hollow ones just make sense in general because they're super broken, but... See what happens. I'm not sure I like keeping 100% of Leyline only keeps. But against this version of Dredge, with the tools that I have, it seems okay. If I hit a Moxin, I can just immediately transform Artifact into like a Needle or something. Ooh, hollow one. Did I have a Tabernacle, though? I did have a Tabernacle. So if I want to Demonic for a Tabernacle, that's on the cards. Alright, I'm gonna go Saga and Key. Or am I gonna get Vigored as well? I mean, if I get Vigored, I get Vigored. What am I gonna do? No Vigor. Okay. Here's a Key. They keep pausing, though, so they might have something. Feels like a Vigor. That's just the way they're pausing. It feels like a Vigor. Vigor on Saga Leyline here is just backbreakingly bad for me. But gotta do. Could have mulligan for more, but mulliganing for more is asking for a lot. Maybe not, considering we brought, what, 8 cards in and already had a bunch of main. Strip Mine and Tabernacle and Leylines and Needle and Cage and Soul Guide Lantern. My opponent has Vigor on... Oh, they're going for Key. Leyline. Maybe they have a Wasteland as well. I'm looking pretty demolished in this league. Nothing is working so far. Though I must admit, the Saga here, if I had a Wasteland instead, the Wasteland would have been much better. And the Wasteland was the original card that the deck trainer had in the 5-0. So maybe that one's on me. Does my deck even have a Yogg-Will to get this? It doesn't even have a way to get this key back in my deck. So this Transmute artifact is a wee bit sus. Alright, well, I can make a construct. And I can go get like a needle, but it's a little late. 2 Icarids and a Shambling Shell. You can go get a Cage, though. Cage is good. But if they put too many things into play now, it will still be a problem. Especially with 2 bridges now. So they get 2 Icarids. I'm just gonna die. I'm just gonna die. Well, I guess they can't attack with Hollow One, or I block with my construct and get rid of these bridges. So there's that. Well, they did just hit a therapy and a 3rd bridge. These bridges have looked so good. Oh, opponent. That was a mistake. That was a huge mistake. Not good. Now I can chump this Hollow One. I will take 6, but the bridges will go away. I mean, there's still a Hollow One in play, but maybe a Saga token plus a Cage is enough here. No Dredgers in the yard either. Will I be able to steal this one back? Somehow I have my doubts. The Strip Mine, though. Alright, Construct is made. Cage is coming down. Strip Mine is coming down. Though I still need to beat this Hollow One. I should be careful of a Noxious Revival. I don't know if I can beat this Hollow One, though. Don't know if I can. Transmute Artifact doesn't let us go up on artifacts. I don't really have like a good transmute here. If I had a million mana, I guess I could transmute into a Sphinx, but I'd have to transmute this Cage. Yeah, I mean, I was able to stop my opponent's Icarids and everything else because of the way they played it out, but I don't know if I'll be able to stop this Hollow One. Especially not with drawing a land every turn. How many lands are in my deck? 16? Minus Strip Mine, 15? That's not unreasonable. I mean, we're not blocking yet, so... Even if we do, I guess a Frog blocks here. Frog is a efficient blocker here. A bird is not. I'll go to 1. Have an additional 2 draws in this game. Can't fetch anymore. Brainstorm. A little risky, but maybe we can draw some Moxen and live. God, if I get like negated or something. Oh, I drew a Nadu, and I did draw... I drew 2 artifacts, but one of them is a Mana Crypt. I can transmute away the Mana Crypt, though. So I think it works. So let's just get rid of the 2 spells we can't use. Play an Island. Play a Needle. It's really bad if they have anything, by the way. Absolutely absolute factual anything. Also, they can counter the transmute artifact because it's sacrificing is not part of the cost. So the Mana Crypt can kill us. I guess if they counter the needle, which it looks like they have a counter spell, then I mean, if they have a vigor, we just die. We just die on the spot. Can't really beat a vigor. I mean, we can. We play a Nadu and hope we don't lose the flip. Okay, they have a sickening shoal on the construct. Fantastic. All right. So I guess we play the Nadu and chump block with the Nadu. Because what else can we do? We could get a cage. Do I have a Haywire Mite still in my deck? I don't believe I do, right? No. All right. I'm on the flip. I'm very dead, is what I am. Very dead. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I can turn this cage up 4 to 5. That's not enough for a Sphinx. It is not enough for a Sphinx. Wow, I'm really surprised to lose these games the way I have, but I've been bullied. The Sickening Shoal was not good. I thought we would be really good there. Turn the construct into a 4/4, but heads or tails? Tails. I have lost the flip. Who could have seen this coming? And and because I didn't cast the transmute, I was redrawing the mental misstep. So I've been bested. All right, it's round 3. I'm giving it another go. And this hand has got power. We got some power. We're good. I think this is one of our better hands. So we'll see. I'm just surprised at how strong Dredge is that they was able to power through that kind of hate. Makes sense with just what I've seen recently. That is a lot of jewelry. Vexing Bauble. Yeah. That's fine. Not too worried about a Vexing Bauble. I'm gonna wait just in case my opponent has like a Hull Reacher here. I feel like I can get an Ancestral off at a different timing window. Maybe I do have the counter Vexing Bauble just because I'm trying to tinker in this game. But I could always go Volt Key. Just gonna cycle. Don't feel the pressure here to make a play happen. I mean, if they PO, oh, there's a Tropical as well. So maybe it's just like Oath or something. All right, well, I'm gonna cast Ancestral. Obviously, my opponent has access to a Hardcast Force now, but I don't know if I care about that very much. That's fine. What are we vamping for, though? I mean, maybe just a frog is kind of nice. We could go like Shuko and Nadu. We could try to assemble Volt Key. I mean, maybe the answer is just Urza Saga. Urza Saga Nadu is kind of sick here. I guess if they just like slam an Oath back on the follow up, it's kind of silly, but whatever. I really don't like Bobble and Oath because most of your interaction is pitch cast stuff. All right, island. Show and tell. Oh, I freed up my force. I drew another force. Let's get rid of this black mana source. Get in for an attack. Make a construct. Yeah, I have another show and tell. Or sorry, they have another show and tell. I have another force. Did get rid of my tinker though. Oh, and a time walk. All right, so their last card is Atraxa or a Citadel. We're gonna have to go for Constructs and Shuko here, but Constructs and Shuko look pretty good here. All right. Now we're cooking. Let's get a Shuko. Shuko on. I guess you're probably not supposed to put Nadu first, in case your opponent removes the Nadu immediately. My opponent says, "I guess I wasn't supposed to sack Bobble." And no one wants to let me play out a little Nadu. I want to play out a little Nadu. Come on. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess it's pretty good. Yeah, my opponent just sits one more turn. Things definitely get better for them. I definitely wish I didn't play a Nadu right into a possible Oath of Druids, though. Not my best call. I've got some cages I can bring in. Soul Guide Lantern to take out. Needle's probably fine. Might's fine. Island's probably not very necessary, so let's go with that. Yeah, I would definitely play that game a little bit differently. It was pretty obvious, right, that they were going to play Oath from that spot. I mean, that they are on Oath from that spot, so playing the Nadu was a little silly, but... The classic Mana Crypt Psychic Frog draw. Still good enough, though, with forces and whatever. Another Bobble Life. It's fine. Nope. Yep, that's a Vexing Bobble. I immediately drew another force, so opponent is vindicated. Got a Vamp. Vamp is great here. Can't do much about that. Vexing Bobble looks quite good here, though, I must say. Right now, in this specific instance. Though my deck really does not have the... I mean, it has, like, Dress Downs, and it has Haywire Mites, and it has some non-pitch answers, but in general, our deck does not really produce non-pitch answers. Maybe I'm supposed to bring in the Sphinx just for this show and tells. Maybe. My opponent shows and tells. We'll probably just brainstorm. Don't want to brainstorm here. Looking for a mental misstep because mental misstep will get countered by Bobble. That's fine. So it is what it is. Has the Orchard. Does not have the Oath. In this case, I do think we will brainstorm end step anyways because I'm likely just casting this frog, so I can get rid of the Mana Crypt. Oh my. That is horrifying. Definitely want to get rid of this Mana Crypt, so let's get a frog going. Can't do anything about anything my opponent's doing. My cards just do not line up in that capacity, so in this case, it's frog life or die. Probably die, if I had to guess. I really can't imagine winning from this spot, but maybe they'll crack their bobble again and... Oko. Alright. If Oko goes into an elk mode on this frog, I'm going to ditch some magic cards here. and get them high enough to kill the Oko. So I'm going to dish one negation and act like I don't have a second negation so they crack their bauble. And then I'm going to make this thing a 5/5 elk, which just kills the Oko straight up. So kind of a nice little interaction for the frog there. I actually have hard cast negation coming as well. So lots to be excited about for my side of the table. So actually, maybe I was supposed to get rid of a Saga. Doesn't sound right, though. That's a big elk. Pass the turn. Opponent is very traumatized about their bauble from last time. This time I will play a Shuko. I'm still going to hold up the hardcast negation and not use my demonic tutor. I think it's just has more value. And we have Making Constructs happening here. We can go get a Cage to protect against Oath if we want. We can get a Titan Vault Key combo if we want. I mean, we are only a couple attacks from winning as well. So this set has worked out quite well for the various components of our deck. Frog eats Oko. All right. Opponent is freed the free spells, but I probably would just hardcast this negation anyways. Maybe not. At this point, I can make constructs, so probably would just pitch cast. Nothing follow up. Interesting. All right, I'm going to make constructs. And I'm going to try to win if I can. Don't think Time Vault Key is the way I'm looking to win here. Pretty sure just make construct, make construct. Oh, what do we got? Hardcast of Vigor, maybe? Looks like a hardcast of Vigor. Let's do negation exiling frog. Okay. Tinker. So if I make a thing, it's 3. Get a thing, it's 4. Make a thing, it's 5, and it's lethal. So I like that the most. Obviously, we have like vault key lines as well. I guess. Because I have a spirit, it's still lethal. If I just get a cage. I don't need a cage, though. Oh, I don't have a soul ring in my deck. Because I have a mana grip, though. Boom. Brago. GG's. GG's opponent. Not bad. All right, we're back. On to round 4. Let's see what Sori has cooked up for us today. It's a Lurrus deck, so I feel like we have a little leniency to play our 2-drop standard hand. If it wasn't a Lurrus deck, I don't feel like I would keep this hand, but maybe I'm supposed to mulligan anyways. It does feel a little weird after playing a bunch of Doomsday to not have the Surveil land. The Surveil land is pretty freaking sweet. Definitely missed that. Let's get a frog going, see what opponent has to say about a frog. No frog. Force of Will, pitching, Spell Pierce. All right, played around Spell Pierce, nice and easy. Don't have much going on after this, but we do have 2 tours to find something nice. Saga Gaming. Not thrilled. If it's Saga Gaming with Time Walk, I'm super not thrilled. Which it kind of looks like it is. Ugh, Time Walk makes Saga so good. Probably can even cash in this Mishra's Bauble cantrip if he wants. Yep. I don't know what we want to do from here. Because I was thinking maybe we just demonic for a strip mine their Saga, keep the game kind of parity. Opponent used like a lot of resources. Uh-oh, no land drop? That would be... No, okay, Saga Gaming Part 2. All right, I don't feel like strip mine gets the job done anymore. Maybe a future dress down is in the cards. We also have to get worried about some kind of Phyrexian Dreadnought shenanigans happening. Kind of interested in the idea of simply Demonic Ancestral on their turn. And boom from there, see what we can find. Okay. They're probably not going to make another construct here, but do feel like waiting for more of an opportunity makes sense. Maybe not. Maybe I just have to go on. I don't want to go on my turn and not have force negation back up and be at will of their force negation. So I definitely want to go on their turn, but going in the upkeep, maybe going in upkeep is just fine. Maybe I'm putting myself more at risk this way. Though they might go like all in on Lurrus, tap out, Ancestral Force, something like that. I feel like there are things to be gained by going this way, but there are definitely things to be lost as well. Let's see. Has another land. Are you gonna go? Looks like they're gonna go all the way to buy Lurrus. Could just make a construct. Pass. What is this? Just gonna be like white mana, maybe? Well, they're locked in on using some mana here. Blue, white. Oh, buy Lurrus. Play Lurrus with Saga as their last one, so they can use Bauble to make constructs. All right, so I have Ancestral targeting myself. Try to draw Force. Could be in a nice spot. Did not draw Force. It's a problem. Should we negate this Lotus then? Probably negate Lotus or Bauble from this spot. And then what? And then what? We don't have an artifact, so we can't vamp for Tinker, which is very disappointing. A Tinker vamp from this spot looks quite winning. We don't have removal in our main, so we can't do much about this Lurrus, though we could go vamp for an end-step dress down the Lurrus for the turn, turning off any Saga tokens that were made. Could just go strip mine on this Saga, though. Like, what can we really vamp for here? Could vamp for Needle a Bauble. Not exactly a strong play. I would love to vamp for a Tinker, realistically. I'm gonna just draw naturally. Soul Guide's really strong. Alright. I'm gonna go strip mine the Saga. Lantern the Bauble. And then I could transmute for a Shuko. I could just vamp for a Tinker from this spot. I feel like just vamp for a Tinker from the spot makes the most sense. Transmuting for a Shuko doesn't feel like it makes the most sense here. I assume this is just demonic for Ancestral, but it could be demonic for something that goes with Lurrus. Probably unlikely, considering I have a Lantern to pop if I wanted to, so it's probably just Ancestral Recall. Demonic is a nice follow-up for sure. Maybe he's gonna go on my turn. Definitely makes me less happy about vamping for a Tinker, but I mean, it's got to be my highest likelihood to win play. I guess I'm only at 12 life, so maybe this whole line kind of stunk and I should have just gone Shuko. That just resolves? So what are you demonic for? I immediately hit a force on top. I kind of have to get rid of that. Days on top. Okay, not good. Not a good start. What is going on? What was this demonic for? Oh, for a bobble? No, probably not. For a strip mine? Unlikely. Gets 2 bobble draws. Gets an attack for 5. Oh, for Vault Key? Wait, so this land drop actually gives you Vault Key from here? But I have a daze, so I save myself a turn, but I take a million. Okay. Weird. My line isn't so bad. I definitely don't crack the bubble before attacking. So I kind of need to hit like a key off the top and then transmute my thing into a Volt key. That's gotta be the only way. I'm at 3. Nadu immediately is uncastable off the top of my library. Does this deck even have a Sensei's top? Doesn't even have a Sensei's top. Holy shit. So is there anything I can even get? I can get a Haywire Mite. I guess that's the play. I'm gonna die if I get a Haywire Mite, right? I am dead on board with a Haywire Mite. Whatever. Oh, they had negation as well. Brutal. I mean, I can get a needle, but again, I'm dead on board to just what's on board. All right, this deck is I mean, no Sensei Stop here is pretty egregious. We have 2 dazes with no Sensei Stop. I don't know. I feel like run it back. I mean, one of these days has got to go. Get a push in my deck. Negation doesn't look very good. Get a second push. Don't really like the idea of cage here, so I guess the statistic comes back in. Whatever, sure. I don't. I'm not happy, but we'll figure it out. We'll get there. Okay, what do I have? Yeah, sure. Frog into Nadu with some forces and seems okay. To be fair, our first hand was not very powerful, but I did think we were like pulling away with the game before that demonic Volkey happened. It was kind of a big ask on my Tinker, so maybe Tinker wasn't the right play. Maybe I needed to just get Shuko with the transmute before and then try to go that way. It didn't really feel like a super viable path forward. Can't fetch because I need an underground sea for this frog. Not ideal. Classic mana situation here. So now they know it's on top of my library. They know it's a frog. Yes, I get to cast a frog. Doesn't do them a whole lot of good to Wasteland, so they don't. Frog in. Force. Alright, I will force back, pitching this dress down. Don't seem to need that. I got a frog. They only have 2 cards left. Maybe we just get natural Volt Keyed again, though. Buy Lurrus. Buy Lurrus, Wasteland me. Sure. Oh, no. Buy Lurrus, no Wasteland. Interesting. Maybe holding up Spell Pierce of some kind. Doubtful. Another Force. Okay. Don't feel the need to pitch anything here. Want to have counter magic. Don't think Nadu is much better than playing out a frog. If I had a Shuko, that would obviously be different, but Saga Gaming, okay. Did pitch one of my 2 dress downs. 5 mana is up. Bobble Loop is in the yard. We're gonna hold up counter magic here and not go for a Lurrus. Oh, they can't go for a Lurrus because don't have the correct mana situation. Hitting my green land. Sure. Another frog. Don't mind. They're good in multiples. A Vamp Tutor. Maybe I could have Vamp Tutor there for like an Ancestral. That would have been kind of an interesting idea. Or like a Strip Mine. I could have Vamp Tutor for Strip Mine in response to those triggers. I just kind of clicked through it. I was pretty set on playing another frog though. Like I don't feel like maybe a construct is annoying enough here that it's a problem. But I feel like yeah, I should have vamped for a Strip Mine. Oh, they drew a Pearl, which lets them cast Lurrus if they want. That's cool. Okay, all right. Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll just force Lurrus for sure. All right. I don't really like how that game played out. This Dazes look just abysmal. They look terrible. But I also don't really want to go towards Null Rod, though Null Rod does look good. So I'm not really sure what the best line through that is. Yeah. This just doesn't feel like... I mean, it's fine, but it just is interesting. Okay, sure. Let's try this one. Transmute artifacts have been tough, but I guess like theoretically, most times I can cast Transmute artifact. I can cast Nadu or Psychic Frog, right? So maybe it's just okay. Though I guess Nadu and Psychic Frog both have an off-color Moxen of their own. Blue, Soul Ring, Bobble, Crack Bobble. Maybe I'll draw another Moxen. Another Nadu. Sapphire, Pearl, Trop, Nadu. Got a bird. I mean, opponent is happy about the Nadu life. I am not as happy. We'll see how this game goes. Pass. Interesting. Buy Lurrus. Hold up Force. The plan. Buy Lurrus. They have Lurrus Bobble Loop. It's not nothing. I can transmute though into a Soul Guide Lantern, which I might do. So though I don't have, I do have enough mana to do that. So maybe we do that. If we can't beat the Lurrus. Oh, they just have a swords. F3 in case we hit mental misstep. I was gonna say F3 in case we hit mental misstep, and then I hit mental misstep. Yeah, that one was a bit silly. Let's play a Shuko. Let's trigger on the bird. Let's trigger on the bird. And then Mox. Attack. And then what is my best play. Might just be dressing down the Lurrus. Because I kind of want all the mana. I could get a Haywire Mite, actually. Can't use the Haywire Mite, but it gives me 2 more looks. Kind of like that idea a little bit. Let's transmute the GG. Why can't I play the game? Why do my opponents just keep conceding? What are we GGing? All right, so I think I was gonna transmute into a Haywire Mite, and that way I can get 2 more draws off the Haywire Mite. If I hit any green lands or fetch lands, I can use the Haywire Mite to hit. I guess I can't actually hit anything with the Haywire Mite, so maybe that's terrible. Maybe I just have to get Soul Guide Lantern and hit this bobble. I don't know. My opponent left before I could do Nadu. No, none of my opponents let me do any Nadu things, but that's fine. All right. 5th and final round. We got the rematch versus Sori on Lurrus. My hand contains... You know, actually, this one actually kind of works. Wait, no, it doesn't. I don't have double blue mana. Why'd I keep this? It's fine. I'll draw another mana. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. If we draw another blue mana, I do think we're in a nice spot, though. Get a basic island so we don't get wastelanded. Then I'm going to cycle this. I guess I'm not going to cycle this dress down. I was like, I'm going to cycle this dress down, but I kind of might need the dress down for the saga. Oh, solid mute there. Okay. All right. I have dress down. I have some counter spells, but I don't have a whole lot else. I have a Haywire Mite, but I can't really... I guess I can play the Haywire Mite and then untap my Crypt. Maybe they'll counter this Haywire Mite because I could play a green card here and a green land. I don't have a green land, though. So things are bad for me. All right. Well, didn't hit my land that I was looking to hit. I do still have dress down and negation and daze. So I have things happening. What is this? Misclick. All right. You've got a construct. Hopefully they go for a second construct. I'm going to let them do that. Looks like that is happening. Sick. I'm willing to dress down now, even before they search, just because I want this daze to be online. Boom. Got him. That puts us really far from casting Magic the Gathering cards. All right, dress down. Get rid of the Saga tokens. Draw an uncastable. Search is happening. Interesting games, though. For all that Lurrus Saga does and doesn't do, it definitely makes interesting games. I will say, kind of want to draw that fetch land and just hit this Lotus so that opponent can't buy and play Lurrus next turn. But maybe we just negate the... Maybe we just negate the Lotus on the way back. I don't know. We just have not hit other mana sources, so a little hard to say. I assume buy Lurrus is coming. Play Lurrus is coming. I can't do much about this. I do think I'm going to negate this Lotus, though. Feels like too much value. I really could use any land, really, even Saga. Okay, I mean, yeah, I mean, these are going to be huge constructs, so the Saga is definitely still good. I might get wastelanded. But definitely, I'm also looking for, I guess, Demonic Tutor. Black Land gives us Demonic Tutor, so I don't feel the need to chump here. Though Mana Crypt is definitely something I'm considering. End of turn dress down, sure. So they're gonna do dress down Lurrus loops. That does ruin my plans. Gonna have to draw that green land. Did draw the green land. That's pretty good. But there's actually no point in which I can exile the dress down, right? What? Is that really the case? That's so bad. Oh, I guess I should have transmuted for the win then. Justin. It might be better to wait. I guess I'm just gonna chump block this turn. It might be better to wait, to be like really it might be better to wait because we can get a Black Lotus and we can demonic and we can have backup or something. I don't know. It's probably not. I probably was just supposed to transmute this into a ay. I'm bad at this game. It's late at night. Please excuse me. I think we can pull it out though. Let's try. So now my opponent should probably in second main play dress down out of the yard, let it die. Oh no, that doesn't work. Never mind. It only works if it's from hand. A frog. Okay, 2 cards. Do you have a Flusterstorm in our deck? They're tapped out. I guess we can just demonic for a daze now. Okay, so I think this is actually works out pretty well for us. So we I guess we don't even have to do that. Shuko Needle. I could just get Black Lotus. And then we'll demonic. They have to counter demonic too, anyways. We'll just get a daze. All right, we just they're off it. They are off it. Fair enough. I don't blame them. So we went 3 and 2. Our deck was pretty haphazard. It's definitely a little loosey goosey. But I do think the sagas were better than Wastelands in general. Being able to search for our toolbox makes a lot of sense. I would make sure you put a Sensei Stop in the deck. I forgot to change the deck and put a Sensei Stop in. That it was something I talked to Luis Paul about before. 2 dazes is crazy here. I wouldn't play any dazes. It's just not really what you're trying to do. But daze is not terrible by any means. Like daze right there worked really well with the Demonic Tutor. Though if it was a Flusterstorm, that would have also worked. This deck might have 1 too many lands, but it's a little unclear with Saga and 2 Lorians. That might be fine. It's a little hard to say. There's a lot of dyssynergies happening, but I will say that Nadu plus Shuko has impressed, though I haven't really gotten to use my Nadu Shuko because everyone just concedes when I get one of those together. So I really want to play a blue-green deck with more creatures so I can play some more interesting Nadu decks that are not Tinker, but this was a donation deck list, so. Transmute Artifact, I still don't really like the Transmute Artifact as your tie-in package with Urza's Saga in the deck. It just feels like we never have blue. But I will say that Transmute Artifact not having to sacrifice is part of the cost, and playing for like a Turbo Volt Key blue deck doesn't hurt. It's pretty reasonable. Dress down, very good, of course, as always. Counters good. Everything else pretty good. Even the main deck Soul Guide was pretty relevant. Needle not so much, but Needle is definitely a strong one as well. Don't really know how I feel about the 4 Null Rods on the board because our deck kind of seemed like it would struggle if we brought in Null Rods, but if we were playing against Jewel, then it's not too big a deal. We just take out all of our stupid artifact stuff and we bring in 4 Null Rods and we play counter opponent stuff and play Null Rods out of the game. Yeah, so I think overall, I still think. No, I think overall, I still think Justin. Come on, pull it together. Overall, Nadu should have a playable vintage deck somewhere, and all of the Nadu decks we played have gone like 3-2 or better. We have yet to play a Nadu deck that hasn't, but we have been throwing Nadu into these blue Tinker Shells. I'd like to try to play Nadu with a creature deck. I don't know what the deck looks like. How do you fit enough blue cards in it to play Force? But there's got to be a Nadu, Springheart, Shuko, Saga creature deck that works and has Force. I'll figure it out and we'll play at some point. We've got a lot of time to brew, especially with the upcoming Bloomburrow set, which is, I think, actually legal on the platform today. So Bloomburrow cards are coming up. I have a Sinpai donation deck list for some Bloomburrow cards that'll be very, very fun. I haven't actually looked at the set yet, so I guess I need to get in there and figure it out. If you want to see your deck list played on the channel, make sure to check out the Patreon link in the description below, where you can find all the information you need to submit a donation deck list. More vintage content on this YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.